Hi bunnies. So I want to do an interesting video that I've been thinking about for a really long time, and it's about certain differences that I've seen between. I think I want to focus on extroverted sensing versus introverted sensing, but I also want to talk about something very specific with extroverted feeling versus introverted feeling. And so I'm going to start with that. So something that I've noticed is that high Fey users, so high extroverted feeling users, are very comfortable, if not energized, by true crime documentaries from watching the ID Homicide channel or just engaging and throwing themselves into the lives of serial killers and the like. And it seems for them, it's like I can't tell because I actually haven't done research on this. I'm really just talking about observation here. I can't tell if they can identify with it or if it's exciting for them and it serves the sort of purpose that for introverted feeling would be like, or if I even talk about myself in general, this feeling of making me scared or making me feel something deeply as someone that has introverted feeling in my tertiary slide. Um, I wonder if that's what it is for them because they do not shirk from even there are extroverted feelers that I know that will watch hours of murder videos, of people murdering different people worldwide and just, that being captured on tape. And once again, they always present it from, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. Oh, this is bad. But it doesn't seem that it's penetrating them to the core like it would with me. Like, I think I have some empath tendencies, and I'm definitely someone that feels something way deeper. So I am I can't sit through that stuff. I cannot sit through true crime stories. Like, I can't just, have that go out of my head, when I hear about some gruesome way that someone was raped and murdered and tortured and killed. Like, that's not evening fodder for me. Like, that's not like something I can relax to on the weekend. However, it's a large percentage of the country. And a large percentage of people, I would say primarily women, but definitely extroverted feelers that are just more than comfortable um, with that sort of thing, and it's a joy for them. Almost. I don't know if it's the fact of it happening being a joy for them. Like, I don't want to put that on them, but I think that either dealing with or watching something happen that's like terrible, I feel like it has the feeling for me when I like try to watch a movie that's a horror movie, um, or like a documentary to make me cry, right? So for me on my end, and I think other introverted feelers could probably agree, is there's a love for horror movies, there's a love for dramas. I believe that extroverted feelers love dramas as well. Um, but I also think that introverted feelers like, like documentaries about real life, like effed up stuff. So I'm definitely someone that I love watching like Lock Up Raw or like Pimps Up, Hoes Down, like things like that, or true life or celebrity documentaries and whatnot. Um, and for me, is that I like the feeling of feeling something intensely. However, I don't like the feeling of feeling something so intensely that I feel that I'm in the body of the person experiencing this fucked up thing. And I can have that suspension of disbelief if it is a horror movie or a drama, because I know that this is a piece of fiction. However, for them, I think that there's a natural, healthy separation for extroverted feelers. I believe that there's a natural, healthy separation between reality and themselves where there's not some sort of slippery slope where they feel as if they are others. Like, I don't think that in general extroverted feelings are empathic or empathetic. Um, so they don't feel as if they're the person. Like, I've talked to someone that watches like I had actually even had a home organizing client. Excuse me. Um, yeah, this home organizing client used to have it on in the background, and I'd hear like shrieks of terror and people getting stabbed and stuff. in the back. I'm like, this is distracting me from like organizing your shelves. You know what I mean? Like I'm constantly looking over my shoulder. I'm a little nervous. I don't live here. Like this is your house. I don't know what's going on. And then she's like, oh, I'm sorry. And then she turned on the news, um, which was no better, because the news is its own fucking a homicide ID story. But yeah, and I think that it's very clear that this is, a million, if not billion-dollar industry of making a profit and making a kind of subgenre of television and podcasts and radio based on other people's grave misfortune of being killed by in some horrible way. Like these are real people with real families. And I'm not saying it shouldn't be explored and it shouldn't be I used to watch a lot of Datelines growing up, so I think it should be investigated and explored and talk about the bigger implications of it. But somehow with some of these channels they have commodified it to a way that it becomes kind of cheap entertainment, and I don't understand how that's allowed, that someone's gruesome murder is cheap entertainment and not just looked at as like in a documentarian kind of like way. Do you understand what I mean? So, I there's another thing that I saw, and I was disgusted. And it's a coloring book of serial killers. And these are modern serial killers. Like, these are not even people that, like, 500 years ago, or if you want to talk about Genghis Khan or something like that, and you want to make a joke about it because, not only are the people from that era past, their families and descendants, like it's so far away. No, these are people like, the serial killers of now. The Ted Bundys and the Richard Ramirez and the Golden State Killer and Jeffrey Dahmer. That's a big one, right? And I'm just like, the victims' families are still around, and it's cheap humor. It's cheap entertainment for people. And I don't know. And I just feel like that's something specifically that extroverted feeling is attracted to. Even if they don't practice it. I don't think that anyone I know personally will ever want to do any of these things. So I'm not accusing them of that. What I'm actually trying to do is find the parallel between what they get from that and what I get from like horror movies. I really like horror movies a lot. Um, I love everything makes me feel. I love all of that, and I like watching movies that make me cry. So I'm trying to make that parallel, but the fact that they're able to do that and not connect with the person and the victims, that's what's concerning to me. And also in general, which is not technically their fault, but just in general, the commodification of senseless murder and death that happens in actual real life. Um, so, what do you guys think about this? Do you think that extroverted feeling has kind of a tendency to um, be friendly and be, because these will be the same people, like these will be the moms that'll cook for everyone and make dinner and everything, and then they watch their true crime shows, and I'm just like, how do they not how do they keep a separation between what the other person is going through and themselves? Like, how are they able to do that? Or is it something completely different? Is it that there's something completely different that extroverted feeling users are getting from this sort of thing? And I just feel like introverted feeling would be really like grossed out by it because there's such a connection that we feel things so deeply and we feel like, oh my God, this could be me. This is me. Oh my God, I just got murdered, which sounds insane. But I think if, for other introverted feeling users, especially higher introverted feeling users like INFPs and ISFPs, please comment and let me know. Are you someone that's into true crime? If you're not, tell me why. And do you get as much out of the horror movie genre that I do? So yeah, I just think that's an interesting topic to talk about. And in the next video, I will talk about extroverted sensing versus introverted sensing and my observations. All right, thanks. Bye, bunnies.